As a black and white picture of Michelle Obama slowly comes into view, dramatic music builds up. The camera stays on her thoughtful face for a moment before moving to large, flashing text that says, "After divorce, Michelle Obama finally announces the reason for it." It's told in a deep, warm voice over tense chords. Rumor has it that the former First Lady has filed for divorce from President Barack Obama, and tonight she's finally breaking her silence to reveal the truth. But behind the voiceover, images of social media feeds and tabloid sites show that Michelle Obama and Barack never broke up. Things are getting more tense. What is going on? The scene changes to the host's workshop, which is warmly lit and full of books and small decorative touches. The host leans forward and looks around with wide eyes. They say, "Welcome back to Truth Check today." This explosive bulletin has probably been on your phone in the last 48 hours if you've looked at it. You can find it in TikTok clips, Facebook groups, and Instagram stories. Everyone wants to know why Michelle and Barack split up after 25 years of marriage. But now the question is, did they? The host takes a moment to let the doubt sink in. Beware of spoilers, they didn't. Tonight, we'll find out where the report came from, show how it spread like wildfire, and play Michelle's own statement that disproves the story. There is a picture that shows the timeline of the fake story. It all started 14 days ago when a sketchy tabloid site put up a story with a URL that looked a lot like the address of a well-known news site, but one letter was missing. It said in the title, "Michelle Obama and Barack Obama split, private announcement leaked." The story said that a source caught a moment on an unconfirmed Instagram live in which she supposedly said the reason for the breakup. There was no link to a real video, just a blurry picture of a pixelated feed with a fake play button on top of it. When viewers clicked, they were taken to ads for weight loss teas and clickbait quizzes instead of news. Soon after, screenshots of that fake story started going around on social media sites. Influencers shared the picture as if it were from Michelle's real account. Tags like #MichelleDivorce and #ObamaEndsMarriage became popular on Twitter overnight. Someone with 20,000 users on microblogging site shared a fake audio clip of an AI-generated voice saying, "After years of sacrifice, I can no longer stay married to Barack." The post went viral and was shared thousands of times. A lot of people said, "Why isn't anyone talking about this? She should be able to explain. Barack must have done a terrible thing." The story spread on its own. Within hours, there were lots of secret group chats and family message threads. "Did you see this?" people asked each other. "Are you sure it's true?" Fear and excitement mixed together. There were memes about Michelle wearing fighting gloves and getting into a ring with Barack. Funny accounts joined the fight and posted exclusive proof, photoshopped images of empty White House hallways. Many pundits and people who claimed to be political experts weighed in and made wild guesses. Some stories on fringe websites said that there would be a huge political scandal. Still, no reliable source had checked anything. At the same time, trustworthy news sites started to release fact checks. Major newspapers put up disclaimers saying that there was no solid evidence to back any divorce claims. During the daily meeting, the White House press secretary took questions. "This rumor is false," Michelle's publicist said in a short message. The Obamas are still married and committed, but for every rejection, 2 more leaks came out. It was a perfect example of how lies spread when they make people feel strongly about something. The algorithms in social media only made things worse. The platforms put the story higher up in more feeds because it got a lot of comments, shares, and angry responses. People who were shocked or angry unintentionally told the system to spread the story to even more people. What started out as a joke in a fringe newspaper turned into a cycle of spreading false information. By the end of the week, even well-known columnists were writing about it. Opinion pieces complained about how easy it is for digital lies to spread. Psychologists said that being in a social bond makes people more aware of danger, especially when they involve well-known people. The breakup rumor took advantage of our desire to know more, our fear of being lied to, and our interest in the private lives of famous people. It played on FOMO, fear of missing out, by making it seem like this was a secret story that no one else knew about. As the second week began, the story got stronger. A fake Michelle Twitter account wrote "confidential" divorce details and got tens of thousands of followers in just a few hours. Google searches for Michelle Obama divorce went through the roof. clickbait sites made a lot more money from ads. Still, there was one important question that no one was answering: when would Michelle Obama herself weigh in? That part is coming up next, where we'll show you her confirmed statement that disproves the whole hoax. Before we go on, though, keep this in mind: reports begin with a single spark, but our clicks, shares, and quick responses fan them into flames. Be careful what you share and make sure you can trust the source. On July 10th, at exactly 8:17 p.m. Eastern, Michelle Obama's confirmed Instagram account posted a 10-second video that changed everything. There was no catchy title or ominous tone. Just the former First Lady sitting in front of a plain background, wearing a soft blue sweater, and smiling softly. The caption was very simple: clearing the air, love and facts. The clip was sent to her 55 million fans and more right away. She spoke in a soft but sure voice: "I heard that they are getting a divorce on the internet. To be clear, Barack and I are still very happy to be married. We do everything together as a family, in the neighborhood, and in life. There is no secret statement, no divorce, and no story to finally tell. Thanks for being worried. Let's now focus on what really matters: health, education, and getting people to work together." She said what she meant, and she did it with warmth instead of defensiveness. There were no over-the-top actions to show how sincere it was, no crying confessions or shocking revelations, just a quiet correction. As the video played, the verified badge in the upper right corner of the screen became a sign that it was real. People knew it wasn't a deepfake or a tabloid spin; it was Michelle Obama herself speaking clearly. Within 15 minutes, the feeds on social media changed. The trending term #ObamaNoDivorce took over from the earlier #ObamaDivorce craze. Screenshots of her remarks were shared with moving lines overlaid on top that pointed to the blue checkmark. Major news sites cut the video into their stories and showed the fake screenshots next to Michelle's real post to show how they were different. Cable networks lined up experts to look at her tone of voice, body language, and the quick change in the story. Even after she said it, though, not everyone believed it right away. Some fringe blogs said that her account had been hacked or that political planners had written her words ahead of time. But the facts were more important than the guesses. First, she shared the video on her official account and linked to it on both her verified Twitter account and Facebook page at the same time. Second, screenshots of her remarks with timestamps showed up on the White House's own archived feed. Third, in her own statement, she made references to a girls' education program and her planned becoming tour discussion, both of which she had talked about in public earlier posts. This made her message more consistent. Mainstream news sites quickly checked the speculate's claims against the facts. It was written in the Associated Press's reality check piece that the rumor started on a site with no history and that Michelle's video had been confirmed by multiple platform checks. Reuters made a timeline that showed the fake story, the audio clip made by AI, and the counterstatement. This showed that the rumor wasn't based on any reliable sources. It was so bad that even the Washington Post's fact-checker gave it the lowest possible grade of "pants on fire." People's responses on social media ranged from cautious doubt to relief and even amusement. Some fans shared memes with a split picture of Michelle frowning at the rumor and then smiling after it was cleared up. One tweet that went popular praised her for being brief. She could have spent 20 minutes exposing the hoax, but she said it in 10 seconds. Goals. Someone else joked, if only every scandal could end with, "there is no scandal." This funny reaction said a lot about what people wanted: truth, not drama. Michelle's clear statement that the story was false sent a clear message to public figures and influential people that it was over. When celebrities shared her video again, they did so with more information, telling fans to check out news stories before sharing them. Before, the media helped spread the false story, but now they put her video at the top of their homepages and live feeds. The rumor lost its steam almost overnight. Reality check services also pointed out an important fact: Michelle's video had a call to action about policy problems. She took back control of the story on her own terms by focusing on programs that helped her girls get an education and stay healthy. She didn't just use the platform to disprove a false story, she also used it to reaffirm her values. By doing this, she told people that public figures can and should lead the conversation by sending messages that are clear and to the point. By late that night, data scientists who were looking for false information saw a big drop in searches about divorce. Searches for Michelle Obama divorce dropped by 85%, but searches for Michelle Obama tour and Obama Foundation girls education went through the roof. It was a perfect example of how a clear statement from the source can put out a rumor's fire. However, Michelle's comments also brought to light ongoing security holes in our information ecosystem. Some echo chambers kept repeating the false story even after she corrected them, refusing to accept any new facts. This showed how important it is for each person to know how to use media properly. Seeing a blue badge is important, but we also need to make it a habit to check out and question shocking claims before believing them. We'll talk about the psychological and social factors that made this rumor spread so quickly in the next part. We'll also talk about why it took 2 weeks for the truth to reach as many people as the lie did in just hours. Watch the video to learn how to protect yourself and your network from future misinformation outbreaks. Every viral rumor is caused by a group of psychological triggers that work like fuel, turning a small flame of lies into a huge fire. As it turned out, the divorce rumors used at least 3 strong tools to change people's behavior: emotional arousal, cognitive shortcuts, and social proof. First, shocking claims about the Obamas, who are one of the most admired couples in modern history, make people feel very strongly right away. People were very excited because they were afraid of being betrayed, interested in other people's private lives, and even enjoyed seeing others suffer. The part of our brain that is in charge of careful thought goes into sleep mode at that point, and the share now, ask questions later circuitry takes over. Then cognitive shortcuts come into play. The availability heuristic is a mental shortcut that our brains use when we see a headline we want to believe, especially if it backs up what we already think about leaders or public figures. It's easier to believe something if it's said over and over again by a lot of different sources, even if some of them aren't very reliable. In this way, a single tabloid article can look like the truth when it is screenshot by 6 stars and shared again on Instagram stories, WhatsApp threads, and TikTok duets. Our cognitive bias tells us, well, if 4 people I trust posted it, it must be real, so we don't check it out further. The next part is social proof. People naturally look to others to show them what to do, especially when they don't know what to do. As we scroll through our feed, seeing dozens of friends responding with shock, disbelief, or anger to a rumor sends the message, this is important. We feel like we need to share the rumor with more people so we don't feel left out. This is because the rumor takes advantage of our need for group consensus. Clickbait about politics adds another level. There is still a lot of political interest in the Obama family. Michelle Obama's book was a big hit, and Barack's library and policy work are still in the news. People who worked in the click business knew that taking advantage of people's names could increase page views, ad revenue, and social engagement for almost no cost. Tabloids used a standard curiosity gap to get people interested in the story by making it sound like a shocking personal revelation, finally announces the reason for it. We clicked because we really wanted to know the answer but didn't. That exact phrase, finally, reason, plays on our fear of losing out by making it sound like there is secret information that has been kept from most people until now. The deal was sealed by algorithmic amplification. Social networks give more weight to posts that get a lot of likes, comments, and shares quickly. A breakup rumor is all of those things. It stirs up strong feelings, is easy to spread, and is very interesting. As soon as someone clicks like or wow, the computer knows that the story should be shown in more feeds. Even when someone corrects or debunks a rumor, it spreads even more because computers see any interaction as fuel for further spread. Some people kept spreading the story because of confirmation bias. People who already have doubts about leaders or who read more sensationalist news are more likely to look for and share claims that aren't true. Their echo chambers turn into closed loops where fact checks either never get through or are quickly brushed off as part of a plot. The breakup story changed naturally in those places, with each version adding new evidence, a fuzzy screenshot here, a quote taken out of context there, while Michelle's confirmed statement was ignored. All of these things came together to make a perfect storm, but knowing about them gives us the cure. Here are 3 useful steps you can take right away. 1. Pause before you share. Teach yourself to wait at least 3 seconds between seeing something and sharing it. Use that time to check the source. Does the account look real? Are a lot of trustworthy news sources saying the same thing? Don't give in if the answer is number 2. Look for authoritative counterarguments. If the claim is about a famous person, you should check their official channels. Michelle Obama's verified Instagram, Twitter, or one of the big news outlets would have been the first to report her correction in this case. If you can't find proof on those sites, the story is probably not true. 3. Spread facts, not rumors. If you see friends or groups still spreading the false claim, post a link to the confirmed statement or a trustworthy fact check. Say things like, "Here's the truth straight from Michelle's account," and tell them to delete or fix the posts they made. It helps to get praise, so thank anyone who stops the spread. We take back our power as educated consumers by breaking this rumor down into its parts: emotional arousal, cognitive shortcuts, social proof, political clickbait, algorithmic amplification, and confirmation bias. We become the wall that stops lies from spreading without being stopped. We'll talk about how public figures, platforms, and policymakers are using new methods to stop widespread misinformation. We'll look at the tools and rules that are meant to protect society from the next big hoax. Now, public figures, platforms, and policymakers are putting in place new defenses meant to protect society from the next big hoax. After seeing how quickly a false story can spread, elected officials hold rapid response pressers where they send out short video comments through verified channels. Politicians and celebrities work with official fact-checkers to get an official Truth Verified badge for their social media posts. These badges have information on them that links straight to original sources or transcript pages. For example, when there was new false information about vaccines, public health agencies streamed live Q&A meetings with doctors on reliable platforms to put an end to the rumors before they spread. This live correction method not only touches millions of people in real time, but it also builds trust by answering questions directly from the audience. As a way to fight content cleanliness problems, social media sites have made their own powerful tools. Meta and X tag posts marked as possibly false with a label that can be seen, giving users more information or linking them to trustworthy websites like Reuters or the Associated Press. YouTube added an information panel to the top of videos about sensitive topics that links to reliable sources before users even hit play. TikTok added a feature called Community Notes, which lets users add information to viral videos that helps people understand them better. That note shows up just below the caption when a video that isn't what it seems to be gets viral. Reddit now needs a short truth check summary whenever there are reliable sources in the comments section of a post that disproves something. Instead of hiding corrections in comment threads where they are hard to find, these layered answers let users see correct context along with shocking content. The government has also stepped in. The Digital Services Act of the European Union makes it clear that online platforms are responsible for their actions. These platforms must report how they deal with false information, explain the choices made by algorithms, and set up risk assessment processes. People who break the law more than once can be fined billions of euros. The online safety bill in the UK requires platforms to keep users safe from false information and harmful content and to be open about choices about what content to moderate. When it comes to the US, Congress and federal agencies hold hearings on voting security and deepfake laws. Some states have rules that say AI-generated media must have brand watermarks. These rules and regulations give platforms a reason to put a lot of money into detection technologies and human review teams instead of just counting on ad revenue. At the industry level, tech companies work together across platforms to share information about new scams and threats. The Global Internet Forum to Counter Terrorism used to only look at extremist material, but now it also looks at false stories about health, politics, and celebrities. Through partnerships with the International Fact-Checking Network, processes for quick verification are made possible. When a new rumor gets big enough in one area, automatic alerts tell fact-checkers all over the world to put that claim at the top of their list of things to check. News outlets and social networks share databases of stories that have already been debunked. This way, when the same rumor comes up again with a different headline, it automatically gets a false match tag instead of being spread all over again. Another important part is public education. Digital literacy programs are run by governments and non-governmental organizations, NGOs, in schools and community centers. These teach important skills like how to check URLs, publication dates, and images that have been changed. UNESCO and the World Economic Forum support media hygiene curriculum modules that give teachers and libraries the power to run workshops on checking information. Tech companies help with these projects by giving funds and setting up online training centers. Google's News Initiative gives away free classes on how to spot fake news, and Meta's journalism project gives money to local news sites to make myth versus fact segments that are checked by the community. As soon as people learn basic ways to check information, scams lose their power and stop spreading in places where there isn't much news or where people only listen to one voice. Deepfake detection is now its own technological arms race. It was born out of the lab of spreading lies online. Training AI models on thousands of changed videos scan incoming streams and mark changes that look fishy so that humans can look at them. Blockchain-based watermarking standards help make sure that original video files are real at the moment they are captured. When a picture is taken with a certified device, apps like TruePic add a cryptographic seal to it. Supporters of the public want laws that require official films to have these kinds of provenance stamps. Major news networks were among the first to use it. They require on-set watermarking in political ads so that viewers can always quickly check that a clip is real. Misinformation spreads much more slowly and on a smaller scale when these defenses are used together. Clear comments from public figures, strong platform labels, regulatory oversight, collaborative fact-checking, education programs, and cutting-edge forensic tools. Independent labs have found that posts with context labels get half as many shares, and live Q&A meetings cut the life of rumors by weeks. Still, there isn't a perfect answer. People need to stay alert and use both institutional and personal defenses, like checking sources, stopping before sharing, and bringing up corrections. We'll be back soon with the next part. In the meantime, here are some real things you can do right now to protect yourself from false information and stop rumors before they spread. First, make it a habit to check out sources. When you see a shocking claim, especially one that was shared by a friend or blasted across a feed, take a moment to ask, who first released this? Is it a verified account, a well-known news source, or an expert? Or is it just a random blog with catchy titles but no author? Check for clear author names, editorial stamps, and reports that back up what you're reading. If the news isn't confirmed within hours by several reliable sources, it's not true, so don't share it until you've done your research. Second, carefully look over URLs. By switching a letter or adding an extra word, fake sites often look like real ones. At first glance, newsdaily.com and newsdaily.com might look the same, but they lead to very different websites. You can avoid search engine misunderstanding and go straight to the source by bookmarking the official pages of well-known people and groups. Instead of clicking on shared links, go to a homepage that you know and trust whenever you can. Third, learn how to read images that lie to you. Deepfakes, edited images, and clips taken out of context are all used to make fakes look real. Take a moment to look at the video quality. Look for odd lighting, frames that won't move, or problems with the lip sync. Reverse image search pictures to see if they've been used before in different situations. Look for the same footage on official channels or well-known files if you think a clip has been changed or taken from a different event. Fourth, use tools for fact-checking. There are groups like Snopes, PolitiFact, FactCheck.org, and local newspaper fact-check teams whose only job is to debunk viral hoaxes. You can get alerts whenever they write about a story you've seen going around by adding apps to your browser or signing up for their newsletter. If you're not sure about something, do a quick site search. Instead of using a regular search engine, type the story into the fact-checker's search bar. You'll often find quick, clear decisions that stand out from the rest. Fifth, be smart about how you use social media tools. Platforms now show context labels, community notes, and alerts on material that might be false. Instead of ignoring them, click on those labels to learn what they mean. If you regularly write content, you should turn on fact-check integration so that every link you share is checked for flags immediately. If there are limits on forwarding on WhatsApp or other messaging apps, think twice before clicking share. If you can't personally confirm the information, you might want to send the official clarification instead. Sixth, promote an attitude of giving helpful feedback. If you see family or friends spreading a story, show them you care and give them a link to a reliable source. Don't use sarcasm or shame, because they can make people more defensive. A simple comment like, "Hey, I checked Michelle's verified Instagram, here's what she really said," along with a link that shows the time of the comment can make someone think again. By addressing false information in a respectful way, you show others that they can do the same. Seventh, get different kinds of facts. If you only use one social network or a small group of sites, you could be affected by echo chambers. Sign up for a variety of newsletters, including those from mainstream media, independent outlets with clear editorial views, and specialized newsletters about topics that interest you. Look for different points of view to test your beliefs and reveal any hidden biases. If you look at things from different points of view, you are less likely to believe a shocking story without question. 8th, take care of yourself digitally. Hearing scary stories all the time can make you anxious, hurt your trust, and make it hard to concentrate. Limit how often you check for breaking news, and plan information breaks where you will leave your screens and do something in real life. Maintain your health by doing things like hobbies, having talks with real people, and mindful routines that are based on facts instead of fear. Lastly, push for changes to the whole system. Back policies and systems that put accountability and openness first. You can give your opinion in public meetings or online communities when the government suggests new rules for watermarking media made by AI or when they want clear statements on sponsored content. Get local schools to start teaching students how to use media properly. Support news outlets as they fight for free speech and long-term business models. Collective action raises the bar for everyone, which makes it harder for bad people to take advantage of holes in the system. By making these habits a part of your daily life, you stop being an inactive carrier of rumors and start actively protecting the truth. Every time you check something instead of acting on emotion or correct someone instead of spreading rumors, you weaken the spread of false information. You can make the effect bigger by teaching your networks these skills. This turns individual fact checks into a community that can handle shocking hoaxes. The fake Michelle Obama divorce story is more than just a cautionary tale. It's a real-life example of how information spreads, how our feelings can cloud our judgment, and how we can take back control. It only took a few hours for a fake tabloid article to go popular around the world, thanks to shocking headlines, edited screenshots, and the way social media works. We saw how mental tools, emotional triggers, and social proof all work together to make it easy for false information to spread. But we also saw how a single, clear, concise statement from Michelle and coordinated fact-checking from reputable news sources cut through the noise and cut the rumors spread by almost 90%. That contrast, a false story spreading without being checked versus a quick, official correction, shows two very different paths. One way leads to confusion, stress, and time lost looking for stories that don't exist. The other one makes things clearer, brings attention back to important problems, and reminds us of the values Michelle Obama stands for: health, education, and community building. We don't have to be passive in reaction to this event. We can instead use it as a guide for good digital citizenship. First, keep in mind that claims with a big effect need strong evidence. A screenshot or audio clip made by AI that hasn't been checked doesn't compare to a statement that has been checked on an approved, blue-check channel. Second, develop a healthy doubt. When reading scary news stories, a little question is your best friend. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Has someone you can trust confirmed it? Third, use fact-checking tools like fact-checking websites, reverse image searches, and URL inspection to stop stories before they start. Fourth, share a confirmed correction with confidence when you find one. Your retweet, repost, or quick message in a family group chat could stop lies in their tracks or make them spread even more. It's more important than ever for each of us to shape the information environment. Platforms are making labels and rules, governments are writing rules, and content makers are promising to be open. However, laws and technology by themselves are not enough to solve the issue. The real answer comes in how people behave, in their willingness to stop, ask questions, and replace sensational rumors with facts. First, let's go back to what Michelle said: there is no divorce, no secret announcement, and no hidden story to finally reveal. Now, let's focus on the causes that matter: education, health, and bringing people together. Those last lines weren't just a denial, they were an invitation to focus on real problems like education programs for girls, community health projects, and campaigns to get people involved in politics. To put it another way, don't let clickbait take your attention away from things that really need it. Before we go, let's quickly go over the 7-point list you can bring with you every time you scroll. 1. Stop and ask, can I trust this source? 2. Check the URL for small spelling mistakes or strange names. 3. Reverse image search pictures or screenshots that look fishy. 4. Look for a written correction that has been checked out. 5. Check the facts on reputable sites before you share. 6. Correct your friends and family with empathy. 7. Focus on useful information again, back real causes instead of useless lies. Making those 7 steps a habit will not only protect you from false information, but it will also make you an example of what is true for others. You will help make the internet a place where facts are valued more than anger, where healthy conversation is preferred over attention-seeking drama, and where famous people can talk to their fans directly without giving up control of their stories. Thanks for following us through this deep dive. Please click the like button if you thought these insights were helpful. This lets us know that it's worth keeping up this type of content that busts myths. Someone you know may have seen the rumor and still has questions. Please share this film with them. If you haven't already, please subscribe and click the bell to be notified. Here at Truth Check Today, we promise to bring you clear, brief, and reliable analysis as soon as the next big story comes out. Finally, leave a comment below and tell us about the craziest story you've heard lately and how you found out it was true. Your stories may make someone else think twice before they share. Let's make a group of people who value facts over hype and work together to make sure our news sources are reliable. Name, here with Truth Check Today, saying goodbye but always pulling for the truth. Stay interested, stay critical, and most importantly, stay up to date.